In a small African village surrounded by palm trees and wide rivers lived Ada, the only daughter of Chief Okonkwo, the wealthiest man for many miles. Ada was known not just for her beauty but for her grace. On market days, she wore dresses finer than anyone had ever seen, white like the first morning light, blue like the deep evening sky, and yellow like ripe maize in harvest. People would stop in their tracks when she passed, whispering, "That is Chief Okonkwo's daughter. The one who will marry a man as rich as her father." But Ada's heart carried a secret. One evening, when the market fires had burned low and most traders had gone home, Ada wandered near the village stream. There she saw Daniel. His hands were rough from farm work, his shirt simple and patched, but his smile was warm and unshaken. He was drawing water when Ada approached. "Good evening, Daniel," she said softly. He looked up, startled. "Good evening, Ada. You should not be here alone. The daughter of a chief does not fetch water by herself." Ada laughed lightly, her white dress catching the moonlight. "And yet, the daughter of a chief can still speak to a man with an honest heart." Daniel lowered his eyes. "Ada, you and I live in different worlds. Your father will never allow this." She stepped closer. "Then let us build our own world, Daniel." Days turned into weeks, and Ada and Daniel met in secret, by the mango tree, by the fields, beneath the stars. He would bring her roasted maize, she would bring him stories of places she had read about in her father's big books. One night, Daniel said, "Ada, love is more than sweetness. It is sacrifice. Are you ready for what we may face?" Ada touched his hand. "If sacrifice is the price of love, then I will pay it with joy." But nothing stayed hidden forever. When Chief Okonkwo heard whispers of his daughter with the poor farmer's son, his anger shook the compound. He summoned her to the courtyard where elders sat. Ada stood before them in her blue dress, her chin high. "Ada," her father thundered, "I hear you disgrace me by lowering yourself to a man with nothing. You are the daughter of wealth. You cannot marry a man who cannot even afford goats for your bride price." The elders murmured in agreement. One added, "A river cannot flow backward into a stream. Rich must marry rich." Ada's voice trembled, but her words were firm. "Father, wealth can fill a house, but it cannot fill a heart. Daniel's love is more precious to me than all your riches." The chief slammed his staff on the ground. "Then you must choose, your family or this Daniel." That night, Ada slipped out of the mansion, leaving behind her golden bangles and silken pillows. She went to Daniel's small hut. He was shocked to see her. "Ada, what are you doing here?" She answered, tears in her eyes, "I cannot stay where my heart is chained. If my father will not bless us, then I will live with you and face whatever comes." Daniel shook his head. "Do you understand what this means? You will have no servants, no riches. Only my hands, my sweat, and the little I can give." Ada took his hands. "Then let your hands be my wealth, and your sweat my crown." Word spread quickly through the village. Some mocked her. "The rich girl has become a poor man's wife." But others admired her. "See how strong their love is. Not even wealth could keep them apart." Daniel worked harder than ever. At sunrise, he was in the fields. At sunset, he carved wood to sell in the market. He wanted to prove to the chief that though poor, he could give Ada a life of dignity. One market day, Ada, now wearing her yellow dress, walked hand in hand with Daniel through the square. The villagers stared, but no one laughed. They saw how Daniel's pride grew taller, how Ada's smile never dimmed. When Chief Okonkwo arrived, silence fell. He looked at his daughter, then at Daniel. For a long time, he said nothing. Finally, his stern voice broke the air. "Ada, I tried to build walls with wealth. But I see now that love has broken them. Daniel, you are not rich in coins, but you are rich in honor and strength. That is the kind of man who can protect my daughter. He raised his staff high. I give my blessing. Let the drums sound. The crowd erupted with cheers, drums and flutes filling the market. Ada embraced Daniel, whispering, "We did it. Our sacrifice was not in vain." And so, their love story was told for years in the village, the tale of a rich man's daughter and a poor farmer's son who proved that true wealth is not gold, but love that endures sacrifice.